you got to ask really good questions. And this is why my team is so good at it, because they can come in and help arm you with the appropriate questions that you need to be successful in this. And I'm telling you, hand over fist, it will save your company so much money by having a clear pathway of hiring. What do I need to be hiring for? And who are the appropriate people that will fill this role? Because, I think it's so important from an intentionality perspective to really understand, is this person in alignment with my vision? Do they have what it takes to serve out the mission? And they don't have to necessarily have the same core values as the company, but can they align with the core values that we have?
This episode is brought to you by me. Yes, by me, Victoria Odekomaya. I'm a brand photographer and strategist based locally here in Indiana. And I love helping women, small business owners, and professionals with side hustles build and elevate their brand. So if you're in the market and looking for someone that would thoroughly help you create a beautiful imagery for your brand and help you connect with your target audience, I'm your girl. So why choose me? Because I offer a beautiful, luxurious celebrity photo shoot experience for all of my clients. The celebrity experience includes professional hair and makeup, wardrobe styling. I serve wine and chocolate covered strawberries, and I'm playing your favorite music because it's important to me that you look and feel great to create the images that we know will truly connect with your audience. So what are you waiting for? If you're looking for photography to help you elevate your brand, call on your girl because I got you.
Hi, Amber. How are you doing today?
So good. How are you, Victoria?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for coming on. I am really excited about this conversation.
Me too.
I know that, our audience are small business owners of different sizes, but I think that what we're going to talk about today can really help set us up for success.
Yes.
So before we go into all of that, tell us a little bit about you and how you became a partner with TrueYou.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to take you way back for a minute, Victoria. I went to school to be a television news anchor.
Oh.
And yes, glamorous jobs, so exciting. And then life happens. I was on the air the day of 9/11. I was the news director for our local radio station, 88.7 WICR. I had the morning shift. And for everybody, it was very detrimental. I was really grateful that it was radio and not television because I was crying through most of the news reports. And I was a baby. I was so young. I'd never even, been on the air before except in this experience. And so it really kind of shifted the trajectory of my career because I wasn't for sure that this was what I wanted to be doing after that experience. I didn't want to be the bearer of bad news every single day. Yeah. And I was also getting ready to get married. My future husband had two small children, 1 and 2. And in order to be successful in this career, you needed to move. And we are from Indianapolis. We've lived here our whole lives. And I wasn't ready to move to Des Moines, Iowa, starting a career for, $24,000 a year. Wow. So, I had to my career had to take a back seat, but I'm college educated. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to raise my family. I'm going to be a really good mom and I'm going to be a good wife. And I'll figure out what I want to do later. That's another story for another day because there's a long period in there where you're just figuring it out, right? You're in that time frame. I was really working to figure out what my innate gifts and talents were, what my passions, purpose, really trying to figure out who I was outside of being a mom and wife. I know that a lot of my friends and business owners that I hang out with were like, yeah, that was me too. Right? We're all trying to figure it out. And so
still trying to figure it out too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So the short of it is I got into sales and found an opportunity to do IT managed service sales. And I say this all the time. If you can sell technology services, you can sell anything. So I was essentially helping solve people problems with technology solutions. And today I help solve people problems with people.
I love that. I love that. So tell us, how did you figure that out?
Yeah. I am a huge people, like, I care about learning and development a lot. I think that you've got to really invest in yourself. It's great to go to college. It's great for us to have that, education, that drive. It teaches you, about determination and about discipline. But what it doesn't teach you is about who you are innately made to be, and really living out I'm a woman of faith. So living out your purpose. I think we all have one purpose, but the way that we deliver it and the way that we live it out is different for everybody. And so I spent, the better part of 15 years of my career doing what I needed to do to raise my family while also being in discovery of who I was and really what my purpose was. And I wanted my purpose and my passion to meet in the middle. I wanted to do a job every single day. I just said this yesterday to a group of friends of mine. I wanted I worked so hard to create this beautiful life from a personal perspective that I wanted my professional career to mirror that as well. I wanted to feel so fulfilled in my personal or in my work life as I did in my personal life. And so a couple years ago, I just got really intentional about what I wanted my career to look like. I knew a few things about myself. I knew that I was cared about people a lot. I knew that culture mattered. I knew that I was really good at building relationships and serving others and helping solve problems. But how do you take all of that and what would I do with that? How do you take these skills? I knew I didn't want to sell technology services any longer. But what do you do with that? And I truly believe, Victoria, by building a strong connections and networking, that I divinely had an opportunity to work inside of True You. It's funny, I say this too. When you stop chasing money and title, guess what you get? Money and title.
Money and title, yes. Yes. Oh my God.
So the last thing I'll say about it, like I said, I just think it's so important. I love now that I help people, especially mid-level managers and people leaders, build a network to help them succeed in life. It's not just about being successful in your business. It's about building a community and a group of people around you that will help you get to where you're going to be. My friend Rebecca Fleetwood-Hession always says, thriving over striving. So building a network and a community that will help you thrive and get out of striving and survival.
Oh my God, you said so much in there that I want to unpack. First of all, when you were talking about having the same success in your personal life as you had in your business life as you had in your personal life, I think that is so key, and I feel like a lot of us are trying to find that. I'm a woman of faith too. And sometimes we're just trying to figure out how do I be as impactful, in my everyday, fulfill my purpose in my everyday interaction with people and, beyond my family. And I feel like you speak so well and confidently like you found it. So I would love for us to continue this conversation, beyond this time. But I also wanted to go into True You because, yeah, obviously you're doing that every day in a True You. So tell us a little bit about True You. How do you really work with people to,
Yeah, we are. So Chris Mills is my professional angel. I always say that. She is who I was in a leadership program with her called Rise and Thrive. And that is with Rebecca Fleetwood-Hession. And like I said, divinely, her and I were connecting. And her company, ML Talent Strategies, the founder of that organization is Mike Lance. Well, Mike Lance is also the co-founder of True You. True You is a 9-year-old company born out of Defenders, for those of you that are local to Indy and know about that organization. And they really built a culture and were retaining and attracting great talent based on their people and culture. They had a belief that your people are your number one strategic advantage. And if you invest in your people, your company will grow. If you grow your people, your business will grow. And so, Mike bought this organization back in September of 21. He brought me in to lead it. We've kind of morphed as an organization. We've come together to offer 4 different services because what we've found is people are really good at a business plan and a finance plan, but they don't often think about the talent plan. And just like it took me being super intentional about what I wanted to have happen in my career, Business leaders need to be really intentional about what they want from an execution perspective, hiring the right people for the right seats, knowing exactly what seats need to be fulfilled and what are the competencies required for this to be successful. And so we help formulate that. On our team, we have over 200 years of HR, talent, and culture leadership. And so from large companies to small companies, mid-size, we've got experts in learning and development, in compliance, in benefits, you name it. So we're really helping on that talent piece. You know, the world has been crazy in the war on talent in the last several years. And so companies really struggle and they spend a lot of wasted time trying to figure that out. So we come alongside of them. We help them with what we call a talent DNA, where we go in and we really help them understand the culture that they have, or if you're a new business, the culture that you want to have. We help you understand from success profiles and what we call instead of job descriptions, we call them success profiles to really help them understand what they need. And then succession planning, you know, when this person goes, who's going to be next in line. And then we give them a 2-year plan to execute on that. And they can execute on it internally themselves, or they can hire us to help them do that. And then as the product, you know, as you continue down the path, you don't have to start there, but, you know, True You is the community-based organization where it's a membership and people come into the community to really learn and grow at all different levels. So executives, HR leaders, mid-level managers, and emerging leaders. And I put a high emphasis on that mid-level manager because that they will make or break your culture. They really are the future of your organization. And there's a lot of places, Victoria, for you and I as executives to go get poured into, and HR leaders even, but there aren't a lot of places for a mid-level manager to come grow, learn new tools, build additional resources, but most importantly, build a network around them to help support them through their journey. And that's what True You does. So we provide a network and a community for them to come in. Of course, they're going to learn something new. We teach things like the art of giving and receiving feedback, conflict resolution. You talked about an event we have coming up on Tuesday where we're talking about your company story and branding and, you know, what is the marketplace saying about you behind your back sort of thing.
Yes.
And my friend Travis Brown is an expert and his team in figuring that out for you. So we're investing in leaders like that. And then we also have leadership programs because what we find is people are really good at their jobs. So therefore they get promoted, but they don't have the foundational people leader skills to really help them be successful in attracting and retaining that talent, because people don't necessarily leave people. They leave companies. They leave people.
That is so true. Okay. So I want to kind of go back a little bit for small business owners that are, you know, some of them side hustlers, but then, you know, you finally get this business going on your own. You're pretty much everything. You're playing all the roles, right?
Yeah.
Then you are at capacity. You need somebody, right? And at this point is where you're beginning to hire or think about hiring.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you really, or probably before that is when you want to start thinking about your company culture. So what are some of the things that you can tell someone in this stage of their business? They haven't really made, or they're just beginning to feel the pain of growth, right? They're like, okay, I need to start thinking about something. But what I've heard from you today is like, you really need to like build a company culture to help the business in general too,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So tell us, what should we be thinking about?
Yeah. The first thing,
go ahead.
Yeah. The first thing that you need to be thinking about is your vision, mission, and values. So what is the vision of the company? What mission, just like in the military, what mission are we serving? What's the outcome that you want to create for the world around you? And then what are your core values? What do you stand for? When you're hiring, you know, you want to hire and fire against your core values, but you've really got to be intentional and really clear on what those are, because that's the kicking off point. And you can never, Victoria, I say this, you can never start too early. Like, I feel like any business owner, that is where you should really begin, because everything else comes out of those three things. So vision, mission, and core values.
Wow, that's really good. And so from a branding perspective, right, the moment you start hiring and growing the team, now you're depending on other people to continue to keep to the mission, align with the mission and the vision. So what are some of the things that you suggest or you encourage small business owners to be thinking as they hire people? Like, how do you make the right decision on who to hire to bring on the team to continue to help you grow your vision and your mission and your brand?
Yeah, you got to ask really good questions. And this is why my team is so good at it, because they can come in and help arm you with the appropriate questions that you need to be successful in this. And I'm telling you, hand over fist, it will save your company so much money by having a clear pathway of hiring. What do I need to be hiring for? And who are the appropriate people that will fill this role? Because, I think it's so important from an intentionality perspective to really understand, is this person in alignment with my vision? Do they have what it takes to serve out the mission? And they don't have to necessarily have the same core values as the company, but can they align with the core values that we have? Every single day that we come to work, are you thinking about, for us, we learn, we innovate, we lead, and we serve. And every single day, am I doing my job based on serving those 4 missions, based on the outcomes that I am presenting? And I'm here to tell you, Victoria, oftentimes people's resumes do not represent the ability for them to be able to do these jobs. You really got to ask the appropriate questions to help them get out, because you can teach. Oftentimes you can teach some of these skills and things that they need to know, but it's really about who the person is, what they're about, and what they care about.
Right.
Do they care? And you got to really understand, do they care about money? Do they care about their family? Do they care about time? Those intrinsic values, you want to know what those are up front and how they're going to be lived out every single day. I think the other important thing to note is setting the appropriate expectations. So when you're hiring somebody, we talk a lot about helping people understand, for you to get your salary, you've really got to, these are the job things, not really functions, but this is the expectation that is required for you to receive your paycheck. You perform on these things, you'll get a paycheck. If you don't, we're not talking necessarily about getting fired, but let's have a conversation about where the miss was and how I can arm you to be better and make sure that we can get this done, make sure you have the appropriate training, all of that. So I just think it's really clear from a vision, mission, value standpoint that you set proper expectations right out of the gate on the job functions, what's required to be successful in this role. And then in a year from now, the measurement is easy, because then you can go back and say, okay, here's what we expected you to do. Here's what you did. You overshot, you undershot, but how can we help set you up for greater success the next time around? What did we learn?
Right. So it's really asking really good questions up front, understanding that person's values and how it aligns with your values. That's really good. So you talked a little bit about success profiles, I think is what you call them, instead of, so I really like that word, because sometimes job description is kind of like, like it's a list of things I got to do. But it sounds like when you're trying to be when you're intentional about getting to know this person and how they align with the mission and the vision, and you're creating, or maybe even you have created a success profile ahead of time, or that also maybe even fit this person, everybody is working in alignment, because it's not just the to-do list or the task they got to do, right? It's really building it around that person and their values too, so that they can enjoy working. Like you said, it's not people don't leave the company, people leave the people, right? That was what you said earlier. So like when you invest in, basically, I guess what I'm trying to say is like investing in the person also helps create this business culture, to company culture.
Yes. And we want to set them up for success early. That's why I think it's so important for clarity and expectations to be set from the beginning. And having a way, and this is where True You comes into the fold, is having a way to invest in these leaders, because some of them, they are, hungry and they're humble and they're smart and they want to do all these things, but they may not necessarily have the tools. And you as a small business owner also probably do not have the resources to create this internally for yourself. So True You comes alongside of you and helps teach some of these competencies. And it's a reinforced learning. Every single month, you're learning something new. And you're learning it for yourself, but you're also learning it so you can go help other people learn and grow. Because what we always preach on is you are influential whether you are sitting in a leadership seat or not. You are influencing and leading people, your families, your kids, your spouses, your neighbors, your friends, your coworkers, your peers. And if you're not intentional about that, it's the same thing about culture. If you are not intentional about the culture you create, you will create one by accident, and it will likely not be the one that you would have hoped that you had.
Bang.
And so you've got to be intentional about the way that you grow yourself, the way that you grow your people, and watch your culture do what it does, because you are investing in your people.
Right. And so it sounds like you have programs for mid-level employees, like you said, to continue to mentor and grow them every week, or is it every month? How does that program work?
Yeah. So for True You members, it is a quarterly experience, in-person experience for executives, for HR leaders, and for emerging and mid-level managers. They come together in a roundtable experience. We network a little bit in the beginning. They learn something from one of the thought leaders. So we have a vetted pool of thought leaders, some local, some national, where they come and they learn something new. They take that tool and then they workshop it out around the table with their peers. So how would this show up in your workplace? How does this work for you? How will it impact, your workplace? And so it's a fun experience. We love to make sure that they're experiential, and we want them walking away with tools that they can apply immediately. So we have 60-minute virtual sessions where we talk about the soft skills like time management, prioritization. We talk about stress, like mental health and wellness in the workplace. We talk about performance reviews and exceptional onboarding. It's really topic based. So people, and these are open to every person in the organization. They can attend any of these that they want, and it's really topic based. So come learn about the things that matter to you, because everybody is interested in different things. Everybody has different areas of growth needed. So we want to create a diverse level of information for them to continue to grow from.
That's great. Okay, so for those people that are already in business hiring and maybe have a company culture that they do not want and they want to change that, do you have any program for them, or do you have anything to how do you work with those people? Because I guess it's not too late to change things around, right?
No, absolutely not. No, we work with organizations all the time that grow too fast, and their company culture is moving in a direction that they don't, want to go in. And so there's always ways to auto-correct that and help put yourself back on a plan that will keep you moving in the right direction. Victoria, our goal is to help companies become a destination workplace, a place where their people want to work and they don't want to leave. But that takes work every single day, and that takes investing in your people. I said it earlier, if you grow your people, you will grow your culture. And you grow them intentionally in the areas that they need to help develop and grow other leaders, your culture is just going to continue to thrive. And it's what makes you attractive. More so now than ever, people are coming to work for companies because of culture. It matters more than money in a lot of cases.
Yeah. Especially, a few years ago, and I think it's even still prevalent now, where it just seemed like there was a exodus in the workforce, right? They were very particular about who they were going to work for. Like you go everywhere, there's job posting everywhere, it seemed like. So yeah, I agree with you where it's not just about the money anymore, no. It's really about loving what you do, loving what, seeing how you can contribute to the bigger picture here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. All right. So tell us, how can people reach you? How can they get in touch with you, be a part of your membership and program and things like that?
Yeah. The first place you can go is trueyou.com. So that's TRUE.com, and find out more information about who our members are. You can watch a short video on there of me sharing about, and the owner, Mike Lance, sharing about what True You is and why we have this company and why we serve. So that's one area, and you can reach out to us there, or you can hit me up on LinkedIn at Amber Fields. And so I would love to have a conversation with you and just see how we can serve and help you grow your culture intentionally and develop your people. Make sure that, you're set up for success from a talent strategy perspective.
Great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the work that you're doing, because for small business owners, a lot of times we're not really thinking far ahead, but I feel like there's hope because by being a partner or being a member with your organizations like yours, it helps us see a brighter future, right? Because a lot of us are building businesses. We're trying to make this thing happen, this dream of ours, right? But something can quickly go wrong if we don't plan for it or we're not intentional about it. But so thank you so much for sharing all that and just making it, easy for even small businesses, because I know you work with small business, mid-level, and, all sizes, right? So thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate, the work that you guys do.
Thank you, Victoria. One of the things that I will say is, that, we've got an executive session coming up this Tuesday. I don't know when this airs, but, if ever you want to attend and be my guest, they're exclusive to members only, but I'm always happy to host somebody as my guest and really help them. Because what I think is so important is that room is full of leaders who have been in your seat, who have worked through the issues, had the failures, and lived to tell about it. And so be in that room, build connections and build relationships and learn from the leaders who've been where you are, and know that you're going to bring value too. One of my business partners always says, I haven't been in the world of HR for 30 years like they have. And I could tell the story that keeps me, from not being successful in this, but I bring something different. But what I bring to this table is a new air and enthusiasm and excitement for what is possible in the world of talent, culture, strategy, and HR.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for that offer. I'll put all the links to reach out to you. I know you're active on, LinkedIn, but I also checked out your website. It's beautiful. Love the video. It's very, very powerful, and it helps to explain like everything that you do and the passion that you bring forth too. But also thank you for, giving that opportunity for whoever wants to be, a guest, so that they can sit in, because sometimes you just have to be a part of it to kind of understand the impact that you guys are giving. So thank you so much again for your time. I really appreciate it. Anything else you want to add?
No, I'm just really grateful to have the opportunity to pour into your audience. I am all, for me, it's all about helping people live out their best life, the life that they love courageously. And you have to do that through, investing in yourself, investing in your people, and growing your business. And I know that it's hard. This has been the hardest and the best job that I've ever had, because the world is changing around us. Companies and people and businesses need something different. So we are always having to evolve and shift and change to serve, our vision, mission, and uphold to our values. And so I'm just really grateful for the opportunity to be here and to potentially meet some new small business owners and see how because they're small today, but they may not be small tomorrow.
Yes, that is so true. Thank you. Thank you again. And so all the details are going to be in the links below. Make sure you visit the website and connect with Amber. I'm sure that this is going to be a great opportunity. I know that as a small business owners, we're always thinking ahead as much as we can, but there's so much going on in our minds. But this is a great opportunity to tap into the talent, the network, and all the great things that they're doing to help us build our business successfully, that future success that we're hoping and working towards. So until next time, make sure that you continue to own your brand. Thank you.